Not to be outdone, we have Delray Oaks and Carmel Valley Village, but they don't quite have the same name. So we may have to have a bond measure or something. Get one of these little towns name changed. Our third prepared speech
Jeffrey,
today
California.
is from the Successful Club series. It's a manual that focuses on how we do better at Toastmasters. It's what we do. Forget that. And it's entitled Creating the Best Club Climate by Art, The Tale of Two Cities, Testani.
Thank you, Toastmasters. Thank you, guests. Boy, Jim, you're a tough act to follow, let me tell you. First of all, I'd like to share with you my own thoughts about this club. And this club is by far one of the top-rated clubs, not only in the area, but in the division and in the United States. We, in fact, have gotten President's Distinguished recognition for how many years now, Arnie? And we just got it again in any case. So we're on a roll. Area 1 just received this recognition, and now we got notified that our division has received recognition. So we have a very good operation going. In spite of that, what I'd like to share with you is some thoughts about how we might be able to improve. The one thing that we do in the Toastmasters all the time is evaluate individual speakers, and the goal of those evaluations is to try to improve our game. Even folks like Arnie, who has no faults, we can sometimes find something to recommend so that he can raise his game a little higher. And that's what I'd like to do with creating the best club climate. And as I said, much of this we in fact experience ourselves within this club. But I'd like to remind it to some of you that maybe have stepped away from it a bit, or for those who are new to Toastmasters, and of course for our guests as well. The conditions within the club itself is important. The setup. When we got here today, our club demonstrated it very, very successfully. The room was set up appropriately. The flag was there. The banner was there. The guest book was on time. The signs were out. Everything physically within the club's climate was appropriate. There's also, besides the physical climate, there's the relationship climate. And that is to create an encouraging atmosphere, one for feedback, room to learn and grow. This, of course, influences all of our behaviors as well. And how do we do that? Well, let's set a good example for others. That's what each of us should be striving for. In spite of the time in Toastmasters, we all are trying to improve. And one of the things that's unique about Toastmasters that I truly like is that there's an opportunity to give back when you've accomplished something. So running for office is a way of doing that. Step up, try to improve those leadership skills by taking on assignments, running for office, arriving on time, prepared with your duty, staying in touch with the agenda, knowing what it is, and communicating effectively to your EVP when you're out of town, or if you've got a conflict on a given day. Be proactive, not reactive. Don't wait for that Toastmaster of the day to follow up with you 3 times. Communicate, take the initiative. Who's my Toastmaster? I know I'm not going to be there Friday. Let me reach out to him and advise him that, and see if I can, in fact, find a replacement for him. That's how we set good examples, by demonstrating that. I mentioned volunteering for committees, but also be supportive. Listen enthusiastically. Applaud. Encourage everybody by large applauses. We make it a habit, for those of you who haven't been with us very long, is we make it a habit of clapping from the time the speech is done until the gentleman or woman reaches their seat, so that they're encouraged by the recognition. These are just subtle things. And most of all, be sure to congratulate. Little remarks after the meeting. Nice job, well done, we really enjoyed it. Just little words of encouragement. Now let me move on to what we should be doing for our guests. And I hope we try to demonstrate it today. And that is, of course, to welcome our guests. Make them feel welcome. Greet each guest in a friendly fashion. If you get the opportunity before the meeting, ask them, how did you hear about our club? Why did you decide to join or to visit? Answer questions. Introduce the guests at the beginning of the meeting, and of course ask for feedback at the end of the meeting, which we will demonstrate today. And of course our nurturing of members. Show members that you care. Volunteer to be a mentor for new members. Encourage new members to do their icebreaker speech. Try to get them on their feet early. Ideally within 2 weeks of membership. You want to get that enthusiasm going early on. And of course consult with the VP of Education to ensure that we get immediate participation by that new member. Last but not least, with regard to membership, of course we want to pay attention to those members that exist. If you see some member that isn't there, frequently reach out to them. Make them want to come back to the club. Encourage them. Be considerate. And give excellent evaluations. And what do I mean by that? Is be honest in your evaluation, but use encouraging words, constructive feedback, areas for improvement, not negative words like this is an area that you need to improve upon, or this is an area that you're really screwing up on. Choose your words wisely, right? Areas for improvement is the way we like to think of things. And we encourage people when we deliver those areas of improvement to couch them within what we call the sandwich method, where we provide that wonderful positive remarks, 1 or 2 items to improve upon, and then close with that positive remark again, so that we're giving honest and constructive feedback while pointing out 1 or 2 items, and I suggest that it's 1 or 2 items and not a laundry list of items that they can work on. And then they go on to 1 or 2 more items the next time they speak, and 1 or 2 more items and that. And over the time of those 10 speeches, they become the Toastmaster that we all want to be. Recognizing achievements, congratulate speeches, congratulates members when they achieve results, and foster camaraderie. And in conclusion, what I'd like to do now is not limit it to just this discussion. I'd actually brought with me an idea that I haven't run by the president or the officers at this point, but I think they'd be very receptive to this idea. I'm going to pass out this checklist. And I'd like each of you to evaluate the club, those that are in the club that have been to a meeting. Let us know all the things where we're doing well, but also let us know the areas for improvement so that we can take this feedback to us within the executive committee and develop the cure around those areas and even raise the bar a little higher for ourselves and make this club not excellent, but superb. Mr. Toastmaster.